Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 video. In this video I'm building a dive bar which is super run down, and in this video I'm also going to showcase a functional pool table by ModCo. I'm going to upload both versions of this build to the gallery. One version will have CC and the other version will be without CC, and both versions will be fully furnished, so you can decide if you're on console, for example, you can grab the no CC versions. And as you can here see, this build does not only include a dive bar, it also includes an apartment. So if you own businesses and hobbies, for example, you can make this functional. Your sim can live on the lot, and it was just so much fun to build this. And let's see how I created this, and let's talk about the pool table and everything. The idea behind this build was to create a bar for ModCo's pool table because they just released a functional pool table, which you already saw a little bit of in the beginning. And there are also some amazing items like a bar stools and stuff, which I also used. The exterior is completely CC free. The apartment is as well, but I used some of the amazing items for the bar, as you will see. And there are some news. Logics is no longer mandatory. A lot of you weren't too happy about having to use Logics for some mods, so ModCo listened, and Logics is no longer mandatory. You can still use it if you want to because it keeps your mods automatically updated, but you don't have to use it. This is a big change. I think it's amazing that they listened, so this is great. The animated mods like the pool table or the prison I showcased you, these will be in early access when they are new, and there will also be some ads between downloads, so this is great, I think. And you can join the ModCo Discord to voice your criticism, to give feedback, also to receive support, so you can see that they listen and you can totally join and you can voice your opinion, and I personally think that's great. So let's talk about the exterior and how I built this. I had the vision to create a dive bar. I wanted this to look super run down. I've created similar builds in the past, for example when the werewolf pack came out, but this was ages ago, and this is totally not my typical style. I like when stuff looks luxurious. I enjoy working on mansions, for example, so this is pretty much the opposite of my usual style, and I have to say that I really enjoyed working on this because it's super detailed but in a totally different type of way. Also, when you are usually building in one style, you kind of know your stuff, you know items you love to use, you know how to create a certain look, but as soon as you work on a totally different style, you don't really know how to create it. You really have to look through debug and build by in general to figure out which items to use. I stumbled upon these wall decals which make walls look dirty and old, and these were so helpful to create this look, honestly. And also cluttering was so different from how I would usually do this. And you know, I'm generally not a big clutterer. I like to place a ton of objects, but I'm generally not a huge clutterer. But here was all about cluttering. You already saw a sneak peek of the apartment section of this build in the beginning, and this was such a fun challenge. And I was looking through build by for hours just to figure out which items would make sense. And I also feel like it's a totally different approach because in some ways it's looking more realistic, because whenever you add clutter, you kind of create realism. Because builds which look super polished and empty, it just looks like a empty house, like a showcase. And when there's like stuff like a mug or maybe some keys and a phone on the table, it just adds so much realism. And I really actually enjoy cluttering. I just feel like I never really know how to do this. So figuring this out here was really interesting, and I hope that you enjoy the result and also the journey, how we are getting there, how I'm working on this here. I totally used a lot of items from the werewolves pack for this because there are just some great items if you want to create this rundown look. As I said, when werewolves came out, I also did something similar, but it was just a mansion back then. Of course it was. And yeah, this is a community lot, which is amazing. And then I just wanted to have this look by also adding holes to the roofs, and these items were added in life and death, which is so great. And I was kind of looking at different items to figure out how to create this look, but Strangerville was also very helpful, not only the werewolves pack, and I just love how random some of the items are, and I just wanted to really nail this type of style. And here I'm working on the interior. The bar and the bar stools are from Mod Collective. The bar in the background on the wall is from Horse Ranch, I think. So I used a combination of pack items and the items which I already showed you in an image in this video, which are from this amazing CC set. And here I just placed the pool table. My idea was to have it in this area where I used the glass wallpaper all around and the windows, so it's like a little sunroom. The whole bar is very dark and gloomy, the way it's supposed to be, I guess, for this style, but I wanted to have this small area which would be a little bit brighter, and this is the area for playing pool. And later in the video I'm going to actually show you how the pool table can be used. I think it's really amazing, and I also used these beautiful lights which are from a newer pack. I just wanted this to be cozy, but I also wanted this to be very rundown and dirty, just as the exterior, because I just wanted this to match the vibe. And you can see that I'm using like different items to create this style. I found this little arch which is made out of steel beams, and it's part of, I don't know, of whichever pack, but it just added random stuff to really decorate. I feel like in very old bars you find the most random stuff on walls, and I just wanted to like take a close look at Build By to really decorate this and add as many items. I also used some floor decals, which in theory are just rugs, but they make the floor look dirty, and it also looks like splattered paint. I just wanted this to look really dirty. And here I'm working on the apartment, and I really enjoyed working on this because it's something I've never really done before at all. Even when I was working on the abandoned werewolf mansion, it was really werewolf themed. So a lot of the stuff was like just part of the werewolf pack, and it just made sense as like the werewolf headquarter. But this really looks like a really rundown, super cluttered apartment, and I was really trying to think of which items to use. For example, I didn't want to use some regular ceiling lights to illuminate the room. I rather wanted to use these wall lamps to make it look, I don't know, just not cozy at all. I feel like even the rundown bar below is more cozy than this, even though there's a lot of stuff happening. The wallpaper here is from Lovestruck, actually. We got more and more items over the years which just match this really rundown vibe, which is great. I also want to use a radiator, and my initial idea was to have this big sofa, but everything like seemed too crammed in, and I decided to just use a regular armchair, and I'm then going to place a sofa behind it. And I almost forgot, like in the end, to add a little dresser. And whenever I'm working on like these small builds, I'm adding all the items and I'm trying to think, okay, what did I miss? Because like they are just items you need, like a toilet, a sink, a bed, something for entertainment. And I was really trying to think to not miss anything because it's so small, and I almost forgot the dresser. And here I used this mattress, which is part of the basement kit. And I decided to use a shelf to hide the heart section, because this is supposed to be like a deconstructed version of the heart bed we all love and know from previous Sims titles, from Sims 1. But here I wanted to like not have this really, I don't know, over the top vibe. I really wanted this to look more realistic and super rundown, so I hid the heart section. So you only see the rundown mattress. I don't know, maybe it's a second mattress in case another sim would stay over, because it's right behind the bed. I just thought it would add a really unique look. The two chairs, which are actually a table, are also from the basement kit. I feel like this is also a really nice essential kit if you want to create this look. And at this point I was trying to clutter. I also used the wall decals once again to create the dirty look on the walls, and I was trying to think about which curtains to use. I used some from Werewolf, so it looks more improvised. Maybe the actual curtains are missing and they just put out like some fabric in front of the window, so it's a little bit darker. And I was really randomly cluttering here. Like I was looking up all kinds of different items, but I was also trying to make to make it make sense, kind of. I was also adding a small table right next to the sofa. I'm going to place a remote there, so this is where the sim is just sitting down watching TV. I also added a small bathroom, of course, and this is also supposed to look dirty, but I didn't have a lot of space to really create what I wanted to create, so I was just making it dirty and added all the essentials, kind of. And I just had a great time with this. Really, it was so much fun to build this. And let me know in the comments if you like this type of style, because I'm more known for all these mansions and stuff. But is this something that you enjoy seeing? Should I like do this more every now and then? Because personally, I really enjoyed this. It's just something new and fresh, and I just had a lot of fun here. I feel like especially the wall decals really saved me here. It was amazing to use them. Oh, and also I have something fun to announce. I will be part of the early access for The Sims 4 Adventure Awaits. So you can let me know in the comments if there's anything specific you would like to see. I would gladly like to create stuff that you would like to see. I already have a lot of ideas, but you know, I really just want to like create something fun that you would like to see. And yeah, here I'm working on the exterior. This is supposed to be like a garden, but it's not really a garden. But for the Sims who's living upstairs, they can go down there, have a barbecue. I just wanted this to be kind of like a garden, but still in the style of the bar. I also included a tent. You could have some really cool storylines here if you would like to. I just really wanted to make the back match so it makes sense, and I feel like you could create a lot of fun things with this. But what could be more fun than playing pool in a dive bar? And that's exactly what these sims are doing. You can select a sim, you click on the pool table, and you can select play or play with. And here in this case, the two sims are playing together. You can see that it's animated and functional, and they have a lot of fun playing this. You can also choose to have a sim watch the game of pool, which is wonderful. I really like the texture and the animations, and when you look at the sims when they are actually using the pool table, it's like looking really nice. I really like the animation, and you can see that they actually like use the cue ball to play, so it's like a actual game of pool. You can grab this from modcollective.gg. You can find the link in the description, and the set also includes a bar and different items. The set is in early access now, so you can go to modcollective.gg and check this out if you would like to. And now it's time to take a look at lots of screenshots so you can really see the build. This build is available in the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald. I'm going to upload 2 versions of this build. One version will include CC. The set is called Bad Decisions, the Drink by modcollective.gg, and this version of the build will include the pool table and the other items which you've seen in the video, and the other build will be CC free, and it will still be fully furnished, so you can decide which one to grab, especially when you are on console. You only have the option to grab the CC free version, so I want to include both versions so everyone feels included and you can decide which version to use. Please check out Bad Decisions, the Drink on modcollective.gg. This set is amazing. The pool table is wonderful. You saw how well made the animations are. It's a really fun item which is still missing in the game, and now it's a part of the game. It's wonderful, so please check it out. And as I said, you can join the Mod Collective Discord, link in the description, to voice your feedback or if you need support. And as I said multiple times, Logics is no longer mandatory, so this is amazing. They listen, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this build. I hope you will enjoy the mod. I hope that you are doing so well. I hope I see you in the next video. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.